Hi, I'm ready to welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Worth Reading. It seems as though the time has come for me to actually talk to you about my 2025 reading goals. It's always a bit scary to talk about my reading goals because I'm actually very much a perfectionist and I do not like starting things that I do not finish. So it's very humbling when I talk about all the things that I want to achieve in 2025 and then maybe having to look back and think that, yeah, no, I haven't achieved everything that I had set out to do. But I'm honestly trying to get better at that. It's okay to fail at certain things. And just the fact that I care enough to put intentions out and to talk about what I would like to do in 2025, for me, that's kind of enough to, not make me feel so bad. I actually wanted to look back at my 2024 reading goals and react to them, but I cannot for the life of me find where I wrote all of those goals down. I just cannot find it. It's not in my reading journal. I didn't specifically put out a video with my reading goals, so I really just don't know what happened to those goals. But this year I'm changing that. I am writing down every single goal that I have. I'm making a spread on my reading journal so I can look back and not forget the things that I said that I was going to do. But with that being said, without really being able to look back and compare, let's just start by talking about the number of books that I want to read in 2025. In 2024, my Goodreads goal was 52 books. That was like a book a week, and I'm really proud to say that I have achieved that. I actually went high and beyond that. So for 2025, I am going to push myself and I'm going to say that my reading goal is 75 books. That averages about 6 books a month, when usually I can get at least 5 books a month down on average. So I feel like it'll be a good challenge to push myself a little bit and to try to read 6 books a month. And I feel like I will be able to achieve that. I'm almost at 75. I think I will achieve that this year. So if I can just make it happen again, that would be amazing. And I think what will really help that goal is another goal that I have, which is to finally get back into audiobooks. I have been listening to audiobooks for the last couple of years, but in 2024 I actually stopped my subscription to Script, Everend, and that was because I was focusing on my physical TBR. I read almost everything physically this year. I read a few on my Kindle, but I read almost everything physically, and I didn't listen to a single audiobook in 2024, which is so sad. But yeah, without that type of subscription, I don't have any access to audiobooks, and I really wanted to focus on my physical TBR this year. So it just didn't make sense for me to be paying monthly for a service that I wasn't really going to be using that much. But in 2025 I am getting back into it. I cannot wait to get back to audiobooks. I feel like they help out so much. Being even productive doing other things is just so helpful. I love listening to audiobooks, and I feel like that will really help out not only like my reading goals, but just to get back into it. I'm really excited. I feel like it will help me read more. With that being said, 2024 was definitely the year of the physical TBR. It was the year that I noticed that my TBR had gotten really out of control for me. I know there are people that have so many more books on their TBRs, but for me it was getting kind of out of control. And so I was really excited to spend the entire year just working on it and trying to reduce it. And even though I feel like I did a good enough job, I feel like I still have the reading goal to reduce it by 50% in 2025. Currently, there are around 70 books on my TBR, so I'm just going to use rough numbers here. I would like to get my TBR down to 35 books. Would that be achievable? I really don't know. I'm not doing a no-buy year. I cannot do that. I love buying books. I will never stop myself from buying books for that long. But I am trying to be more conscious with the books that I do buy, and I really want to still get this physical TBR down. I feel like there are a lot of books here that I'm just no longer interested in, and I just want to kind of renew my TBR and get a few books out so new ones can come in. So yeah, that's to be said that I'm not gonna not buy books, but I do want to get the TBR down significantly before I can refresh it with new books that I'm excited to read. Then another goal of mine, I feel like is a goal that I've seen a lot of booktubers do, and that is reading one nonfiction a month. I was really bad at reading nonfiction this year because actually most of my nonfiction like intake is via audiobook. So I feel like without audiobooks, I just didn't read as many nonfiction books as I would like, or memoirs or things like that. And I have accumulated a few. It's like fewer than 10 on my TBR, but I have accumulated a few that I would like to get to in 2025. So I feel like trying to read one nonfiction a month is going to be really, really helpful for that. I don't know if it'll actually happen. I really want to, but I feel like I just don't have the drive to read nonfiction as much as I have the drive to read fiction books. Then I have just like a very vague goal because I haven't actually checked how many we're talking about, but I have the goal to like complete more series, and I have the goal to complete series I'm interested in, because I have no problem DNFing a series. I have DNF'd so many in this lifetime, so that's not the problem. The problem is series that I'm interested in, I just don't continue on. And I feel like I did a good enough job in 2024 in completing certain series, or starting and trying to finish the series in the same year. But I feel like I just have to continue with that in 2025. I feel like I've gotten to a point where a lot of the series I might have to reread certain books for that. And it's just becoming a mess. I need to count how many series that is. That would be for, I don't know, for my reading journal video or something. But I just have the goal to complete more series. And if I start them and I like them, then I have the goal to just move forward in a series so they don't just, you know, get left behind as time goes on. And I feel like the final goal that I have is to continue on with what I have been doing in 2024, which is seasonal TBRs. Because guys, even though monthly TBRs usually perform very well for me, not very well in general, but for me they perform really well and people enjoy watching them, I just know that I'm lying. Like, I'm just lying my ass off in every single monthly TBR. Like, I just do not read every single one of the books. I barely ever read half of them, and I'm kind of sick and tired of it. So I feel like seasonal TBRs just work the best for me because I give myself 2-3 months to read the books that I set out to read, and that has just been working so much better for me than having a strict monthly TBR. I would love to get back to it. I used to love doing the tarot TBR. I do miss it, but I just know that I'm lying, and I don't want to lie anymore. Guys, I don't want to lie anymore to you. Like, I am just a bit of a mood reader. I feel like this year I was less of a mood reader than I used to be. Like, I actually stuck to a list for a lot of the time this year, but I'm just not ready. I'm just not ready to get back into the monthly TBRs. I'm going to try it out for like the first half of the year, doing again my seasonal TBR, seeing how it goes, how good I am about reading the books that I actually set out to, and then we'll just have to see, because I don't know where to go from here. And another goal that I have, that will be for another video, another vlog, but I do really want to finish the 2024 R/Fantasy bingo card. I really want to finish this. This will expire in like April, if I remember correctly. That's when I put the first video out. So I still have about like 4 to 5 months to read these books. And I have read, out of 25, why are there so many? I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've read 6 out of the 25. So I've read 1/5 of this. Okay, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I really do want to finish that bingo board. I feel like that would be so satisfying, and I'm going to continue to work really hard so I can actually do that. Then I actually wanted to talk you through some of the books that are on my 2025 like year-round TBR. I am going to be doing another These Books Expire in 12 Months video. I feel like when that one turns 1 year old as well, which will be, I think, maybe March as well, or April. So I still have a couple of months to that. And I was a disgrace with my 2024 TBR. Like, guys, I put 15 books on there. I've read 5. It was actually diabolical. I don't read the books that I set out to read. Which makes me wonder why I'm about to talk about this. But I am going to talk about them. These books have to be done in 2025. I picked some books that I have been here for a while, books that I'm really excited to get to. And I am going to do a spread on my 2025 reading journal, so I'll probably talk more about my TBR then as well. But these are just a couple of books that I really want to get to. And the first one is The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. This is the French book. I bought this in Paris. Okay, I bought this in Paris because I do speak, read, write. No, not really write, but I do speak French. I can understand it. And I really wanted to push myself to get better at my French, to really invest in my French in 2025. Because not for any specific reason, just the language that I've spoken the most outside of English and my native language, of course. But it's just the one that I've made the most progress in. I have been learning French since like the 7th grade, not consecutively, but I have had French in school, I had French in university, I do my little Duolingo every single day. And yeah, because I went to Paris, I really enjoyed speaking French there and really making a fool of myself, but really investing in it. So I ended up buying the French version of The Island of the Missing Trees, which is a book that I have been meaning to read for absolutely forever. I eventually do want to read it in English as well, because I do not believe that I will understand, like really understand the nuances of this book, but I am going to push myself. This is my 2025 project and I'm really, really excited about it. Then we have a nonfiction, one of the nonfictions that I'm really, really looking forward to reading, and that is also a French book. This is Histoire du Miroir by Sabine Melchior-Bonnet. This is not in French, this is in Portuguese. And this is basically history of the mirror, where this author just dives into the history of the mirror, like from ancient times to our current day. One of my professors last year really recommended this book in our medieval culture class because of the way that the mirror was used in the 12th and 13th century philosophy. So I've been really looking forward to reading this book since then. And again, I want to read more nonfiction in 2025. I already own this and I feel like I'm going to have a really good time. This is a very like niche subject, but I feel like it'll open up to actually a lot of other fields of knowledge. And I am really looking forward to finally sitting down and reading this book. Also, I love this edition because everything's mirrored. It's so cute. It's so cute. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And I hope that I can tell you that it was a good time. I hope that I can tell you that. I hope this is a good time. Then I'm cheating a little bit, guys. I'm cheating a little bit. This is probably one of the first books that I'm going to read in 2025. And that is Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Can I read this without having read any Brandon Sanderson? I don't know, but I will. I don't know if I can, but I will be doing that. And this is just a standalone fantasy novel that I think would be really, really cute. I love that Brandon Sanderson wrote this for his wife. I love that it's about a princess. I love that it's about pirates. I'm obsessed and I really want to get to this. I hope that I love it. I'm not sure if this is like a 5-star prediction. Probably more of like a 4, but I think I will really like it. And that's honestly all that I need. I need to really like this book and I am so looking forward to reading it. Next, we have another nonfiction. This is Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. My brother like gifted me this copy for Christmas last year. So it's been 1 year since he has done that. And I just don't want to let this book sit here any longer. Again, more nonfiction in 2025. You heard me say that. You've heard a lot of other people say that. I feel like some years are just, they have like a certain theme around it. And I feel like 2025 will be the year for, obviously mixed in with fiction because that's what I primarily read and love to read. But I just really want to make more time for, you know, just self-development, nonfiction, just learning more. And this is one that I'm so excited. What a time to be alive. I'm so thankful for my friends and family for gifting me books, especially when they are a tool for me to learn more. And I think that it's time to invest in myself in 2025. Only 2 other books that I would really like to get to. This is, oof. I don't have the dust jacket here. This is The Cemetery of Spirits by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is a conclusion to the Cemetery of Forgotten Books quartet series, which is one of my all-time favorite series, if not my all-time favorite series. And I have been procrastinating reading this book, I want to tell you, for like 4 or 5 years. It has been a long ass time since I've bought this book. Like a long ass time since I've bought this book. And I think it's just time. It's time. It's time for me to finally conclude this series. It's time for me to give it a rest, to let the story just rest. And I'm not ready. I've been procrastinating it. I feel like this will be so heartbreaking. And it's also so long. It's almost 900 pages. But I feel like it's just going to be really heartbreaking. And I have been procrastinating it. But no longer will I do that. I will be reading this. I don't know when. But I'll be reading this. And finally, we have The Violent Conspiracy by Brendan Slocumb. This actually has been on a TBR before, like maybe 2022. But at the time I didn't own it. And now I do. So, hey, it's a brand new book to me. It's not a brand new book on the TBR, but you didn't see that. You won't remember that. So it's back. It's back on the TBR. I do own it physically now. I think it's so beautiful, and I'm really excited about reading this. It's about classical music. It's about prejudice. It's about beautiful instruments being stolen and having a mystery tied around it. And I am honestly really confident that I'm going to enjoy this book. I have no idea why, but I'm so confident that I'm going to enjoy it. Also, what is this? I bought this book secondhand. It has like a Korean calendar. Why is this in here? Okay. Well, anyway, I want to read this book. Yeah. So there you have it. I feel like it's going to be a really chill reading year. I feel like 2024 was not my favorite reading year. I feel like, again, I was just too focused on the physical TBR, which is still going to happen in 2025. But I really do miss just like reading books that I found out about, that I'm curious about, that I don't own and that I don't have to read. I don't know, I just miss when I used to have like Script or Everend. I just used to read a lot of the books that just came up there because I didn't have a huge physical TBR, so I could read more freely whatever I wanted. And this year I felt very stuck that I have to make progress in my physical TBR. I'm glad that I did it, because if I just kept on buying books, I would never see the light of day. But I really do miss like just reading whatever I want and not having to stick to my physical TBR. So I'm really excited about 2025. I think that it'll be so great to get back to that feeling. It'll be such a good time to just read whatever I want when the TBR finally gets down. And I feel like overall, I hate to say it, I feel like it's going to be a good year. I don't know, if the world ends, I'm really sorry, but I feel like it's going to be a good year. At least I hope that it is. And I hope that you have an amazing reading year as well. Let me know any of your reading goals for next year. What are you planning to do? What is your theme for the year? Please do share. I wouldn't mind adding more reading goals to my list if you have any beautiful ideas that you would like to share. And overall, I just hope that we are happy, healthy, and reading a lot of good books in 2025. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. And I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and always remember that life is worth reading.